In this exercise, we're going to take a look at the loft command again, and we're going to cut away material using the loft command. So let's begin by making the rectangular prism. That's part of our part, and we'll start with a rectangle, and we will, if you recall, it is 9 inches in width and 5 inches in height. So we will make the front. And now let's see, extrude, let's go in the other direction, 4 units, 4 inches, and that's our part. So to create that first sketch that we're going to loft from, we want to draw that V in the front, and I'm going to project geometry so that I can use the edges. So let's just make this with the line tool. So I'm going to move my cursor around until I get the little indicator or glyph which indicates that I'm right on the line. I'm going to left click, come down here somewhere, left click, come back here, left click. It's very important. Okay. Now when we hit that line, it stopped allowing me to continue to make lines there. I'm not 100% sure why it did that, but we want to close that triangle to make it a closed two-dimensional sketch. Now let's start dimensioning it. We can dimension a point here, as I'm showing, with a side, and I believe that is 1 inch. And we're going to do the same thing here, and that is 1 inch. Let's then dimension from the origin that point here, and we've established that that is 1 inch above. And from this side over here, we've established, I believe, that that is 4.5. And if you look down here in the lower right, we see that it's fully constrained. So that's our first sketch. So let's go up here, and I want to rename this sketch. Let's call this the front sketch. We could just call it the front, but I want to always know that that's a sketch as I see it in the browser there. Okay, now you'll recall that we need to take a big chunk out of the rectangular prism. So we're going to want to come over here and draw the second sketch that we're going to loft into, so to speak, on the back. So let me create a sketch here. And may not need to project geometry as well. Yeah, actually I think I do. Yes, I do. Okay, let's do basically the same thing with just a little difference in the dimensions. So I'm right on the line here, so I left click, left click, left click, right click OK, and then I've got to finish that up with that line there that's coincident with the top line. And let's start dimensioning this. But as we get more sophisticated tools, you'll find that things can get messier. In this particular case, I'm going to come over to the front sketch, and I'm going to right click. I'm going to deselect dimension visibility. I don't want to see all those dimensions getting in my way there. So let's go ahead and start dimensioning away. This corner from that side, I think we've established, is 2. And it's symmetric, so it's the same over here. That is 2. And this is where we get a little bit of difference. So this distance, I believe, is 3 units above rather than 1 on the other side. And from here to here, whoops, from here to here is 4.5 as it was on the other side. Okay, so that is a fully dimensioned sketch on the back, and we have 2 sketches, and there they are. And this sketch I'm going to rename back sketch. and I'm going to loft from the front to the back. Now, one problem we see here is we can't really see, actually I don't really care about the dimensions on that anymore. We can't really see where the other sketch is, which is fine. We can get around that by turning the part around. What I want to do instead is show you one thing we haven't used very much, and that is we can change the appearance of the part by changing its color. This is clear blue, and now we can see the two sketches. So let's begin the loft process. So click loft, and it asks me, it says click to add. Now select a sketch. I can select the front sketch here and click to add. Whoops, let's try that again. Loft, click to add. I'm going to select the front sketch. I'm going to click to add. Doesn't like that. Okay, what I think it's confused by is the fact that I've got a couple sketches on this front area here. If we just make a sketch in space without, not on an object, then there's just one sketch. But here there's a couple. So I think that's what's going on. So let's go loft, click to add. We'll select the front sketch, but then we'll come in over here and we're going to select it that way. And then click to add, back sketch, come over here and select it. Let's see, I think I just have trouble with these. Let's select that. Now here's what's really important. Normally the default is always on join, and we want to cut here. So when you click, and if you hover over here, you'll see that's cut. That's cut away material. If you don't see the little or big red arrow appear, then there's a problem. But that should appear, and then if you click OK, you get nothing. So it looks like I selected the wrong features. Let's try that again. Loft, and click to add. Front sketch. Oh, gotta do, let's see. Let me just click there. Here, let's back sketch. I'm going to click right in the center. Click cut. OK. And I've gotten everything away. So now this illustrates, doing this on purpose of course, to illustrate the pitfalls of selecting the right part of the sketch. Okay, there we go. Looks like we got it that time. Click. So what did I do differently? Let's examine how this goes. Kind of come up from above. It should, I think we want the pink one. When it turns pink, that's what we want. Boy, why this should not be so difficult. I bet there's a trick that will allow us. Oh, there we go. Oh, we had it. There's a narrow window to be able to grab those sketches. Click there. Click there. Oh, I'm glad that turned out okay. So that is our part, and you can see that I believe it looks pretty much like what it's supposed to. So let's, I don't know, let's give it that color. And let's check the, first of all, what we want to do always is to what were we going to call this? I think we're going to call this LoftCut, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see here. Let's call that LoftCut. Save. And now I'll know that this is Joe Blow's work. So iProperties, come down here, physical update 143.333, and that is the correct value. But when you turn this in, what you want to do is move this guy over here maybe, and then make sure you click physical tab, and then we'll come over here, we'll grab all these goodies, and this is our what we're going to turn in, and we can just hit up here, yeah. Save the snip, and you're going to go and put that where you need to put it, which is in your project folder, and then you're going to upload that. Okay, so a couple of things here. We renamed our sketches so that they make sense. Front sketch, back sketch. That's kind of a nice touch, not essential. And the key thing is that you need to kind of be careful when you select the sketch to make sure you can get it, at least in my case here. Thanks for watching.